Yes, guys, we are back. We are back for another live review, and Chelsea are back in the top four. It's good vibes right now. It's all positivity. Even with Kepa in goal, we kept a clean sheet, and you know what? He actually semi-contributed today. He had a couple decent saves in that as well. So I want to give him his props and his flowers where it's due because he gets a lot of slander. So we have to go around both ways with him. We have to give him the credit as well. But a brilliant 2-0 win from Chelsea. Second half was a bit of a drag, but the game was already won at that point, so there was no point continuing to chase it, especially with recent results that we have. But the lineup gave us a lot of questions going into it, but they were answered very easily. Obviously, I hope Tammy Abraham's injury isn't anything too serious, but Olivier Giroud came on, and if anything, he answered a lot of questions himself on whether he could actually fit in Tuchel's system, because we've been asking that question since he joined us, and we weren't sure if he was going to fit in as well, but he was excellent. He was such a threat to the Newcastle defence throughout the game. Big up Timo Werner as well. 1 goal, 1 assist to take us back into the top four. His first goal in, I think, 100 days in the Premier League, but hopefully it's the end of the streak as well. But there's a lot of positivity to take out of it. Chelsea are now back into the top four. I think Liverpool are now in 6th place as well. Just going to get the table up before I get the rest of the panel in. Yeah, Chelsea are level on points with West Ham in 4th place. Goal difference all that separates us. Liverpool crumbling down the Premier League table, though. But we're not going to act like it's going to be for long. There's a long season. Anyone in the top 10, in my opinion, can climb up the table or completely fall off the face of the earth. That's exactly how this season's been. But here we are. We're back in the top four, obviously not being comfortable for too long. I'm looking straight up immediately as we get to top four. I want us to be on Leicester City's next, and then we can come and bring the fight to Manchester as well, because everything is up for grabs right now. So there's no reason to think that we can't just achieve anything else above a 4th place as well. Tuchel's building something, and we're getting the results in the winnable games as well. Obviously, we've got tougher games coming up in the future, so we still can't get too gassed about it, but things are good. Things are nice. Things are positive. So I'm enjoying it right now. Smash the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. We've got over 150 of you guys in here already. So smash the like and subscribe button. And let's get the rest of the panel in here as well. Guys, what are you telling me? First, Ryan, we'll start off with you. Thoughts on the game?
Bro, I'm gassed, man. 5 wins out of 6. Unbeaten in Tuchel's reign. And yeah, on the game as well. The first 10 to 15 minutes were a bit shaky and that. But after we got the first goal and when Giroud came on, that's when we were really good and that. Big up Timo Werner. A nice assist, a nice goal as well. Possibly could have had a bit more. And yeah, second half was a drag and it was mainly keep ball. And yeah, I think we could have been better in the final third, especially in that second half. But is what it is, man. Is what it is. 2-0 win. It was good. Kepa as well. I was a bit surprised to see him starting, but he was very solid today as well. And yeah, Kovacic as well, who was, I think, probably close to man of the match after Timo Werner. He was really good as well, and he probably should have got an assist from Timo Werner as well. But overall, the performance, we controlled the game. Newcastle didn't really have anything to do, to be fair. Like they didn't really get us. Never mind. But yeah, you get me. But apart from that, the last 10, 15 minutes, but all round a solid performance. And then this is just more momentum to Atletico Madrid. And under Lampard, we didn't want to hear Atletico Madrid's name, let alone speaking about the match itself. You get me? So now it's just more, it's more momentum to Atletico Madrid and Manchester United. But Tuchel, man, is building something, man, and it's only been a couple of weeks, man. And yeah, I'm just gassed under Tuchel, man. We're unbeaten under him. Only one person scored against us, and that's the mighty Antonio Rudiger. So yeah, we probably should have got a couple pens as well, to be fair. But is what it is, man. I'll take the win and we move, man.
Yeah, that's a big thing that you said as well. Only 1 goal conceded since Thomas Tuchel joined us, and we put it in the back of the net ourselves. Dag, chat to me about, like, we can talk about the midfield, we can talk about the players up front as well, but talk to me about how solid we've been over the last 3 games defensively. And also key players that have shone out for you. You know, I'm not going to throw any names out of there, but we've had a very nice couple games.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing that you look to when judging a defense is how do they play once injury and rotation comes into play. And I mean, just look at the way that we're playing. No matter who's in front of no matter who's in front of the goalie, or even who the goalie is, right? Um, the amount of shots that are being taken are completely reduced. The pressing that the offense that the front seven does, it's just been absolutely ridiculous. Like it's the second we lose the ball, we get it back, and so it's just completely covered the lack. We lack pace in defense, right? And that was our main worry going into the season was, are we just going to be outrun in our defense when when after Frank left, because we had Reece James, we had Ben Chilwell, so we were kind of okay. But now that we were playing in this three in the back, we were like, are we going to be outrun by the St. Maximins of the league, right? And you come into the game today, and they have no room to make any sort of runs that they want. Every single position is being marked, and the amount of communication that's happening between the coaches and the defense, and in between the team itself, has been exceptional. So there's literally been no, according to the defense, like talking about the defense, we have nothing to complain about. And I mean, shoot, AC Hive, he's working on it. He's building it up, and we may not even have to buy another center back if he keeps playing like this.
Damn right, bro. And Kai, I know you ain't got enough time here, so you're just gonna say something quick. But let me know what your thoughts are on today, anyway, man. And also the last few weeks, because it's been a good last few weeks for both of us.
I am gassed, man. I've said we need to get rid of that. He shall not be named, and we will get top four. And now we're looking back on track, man. And you remember Tuchel said we will create a team that teams will hate playing against. Did any of the teams we played like playing against us? All of them have been chasing shadows, man, one by one. All of them just have the same thing in common, man. It's the faith at the end of the final whistle, man. We're just blowing teams away, and I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I'm sure Craigo is rubbing his cheeks with sadness, man. Oh, I wanted Tuchel to not work out, but Tuchel is working wonders, man. In 5 Premier League games, he have won 60% of Lampard games in 19, man. And you want to tell me what is Tuchel's gonna do? What is Tuchel gonna do? In 5 Premier League games, he won 60% of the games Lampard won in 19. Yeah, and people told me, oh, we should give Lampard till the end of the season. And that's why, my friends, people in the chat, you should never make decisions based on emotions. So the ones that should be clapped is the Chelsea board for making that decision, man. They should be applauded for this. That's all I have to say, man. Enjoy your evening, people. I'm going to go. Take care of yourself.
Everyone check out Kaio's channel. Links in the description. Thanks for jumping on,
no
bro.
filter, no filter.
Like, you already know, man. Literally no filter with this guy. I do want to say for disclaimer as well, Craigo's my guy. Big up Craigo if you're watching as well. You already know. Vitmus, talk to me about the midfield and talk to me about your guy Kovacic as well, man.
Bro, in my opinion, man of the match. Bro, timo work, yo. The goal that led to Giroud's goal is not even an assist. I wouldn't put that as a Timo assist, bro. He just played the ball across the goal. The goalkeeper palmed it out right to Giroud.
No, anything. I credit the guy who started the pre-assist. I thought it was an amazing ball in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know me, shameless season. We're gonna run with it.
Yo, but might as well, man.
The team played exceptional. I think I did as much as I wanted to win the game. I think I wanted Newcastle to like give us, like, try to create something, like, just to show how well we look if they were attacking, like, to at least score a goal. Not that I wanted them to score, but attempt to score a goal to see how we deal with the situation. But playing with Tuchel since he has come in, we have not taken a lot of pressure. We have not taken in a lot of pressure. So we won't see that constant bombardment of shots from opponents against Chelsea. So because of the system that Tuchel has brought in. And we have only conceded 1 goal in the 5 games he has coached. And that, 6 game, and it was from a Chelsea player. So it's all plus, it's all positives, man, looking at the way things have been going for us. And honestly, Kovacic, there's no one can say Kovacic was not playing true balls today. That man was everywhere. We didn't even need Jorginho. Later, we could have played with 10 men today. Honestly, like, the way Kovacic was all over the pitch, winning tackles, making passes, starting the plays.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
All over the place.
Yeah, I low-key wanted him to be subbed off because he was running a lot. He was running, oh man. Like he was, I remember there was, it was so funny because I was watching him for this one play. I don't know why, right? And it was towards the 87th minute. And he takes the ball like in our box and he taps it out to the wings or out to Alonso, right? He passes it up to Werner. Werner passes it back to Kovacic. And then he dribbles around 3 people and then keeps going. And then he passes it off to Werner again. Werner gives it back. And so he dribbles around another 3 people. And then he laid it off to Reece, and then Reece tried to do something. Oh, one thing, Reece James, the more and more I'm seeing it, Hudson-Odoi has that right wing back spot on lockdown. That he is not going to start over. Reece James is not going to start over. Because when he came in,
even defensively was really strong today. Like so the tracking back is next level, man. He's improved so much in the defensive phase.
But on the offensive side, like Reece James, he just can't use his left, like even to dribble with. Like I was watching it.
I think it's a case of I just think he normally when he's on the right, he was on the right by himself. Because when he was on the right and Hudson-Odoi was in front of him against Spurs, I think he was solid. But I just think because there was Mount was off and it was just the 2 strikers and then Kante was on as well. Then he had to have that whole right hand side to himself. Yeah. He's a guy who likes to overlap and invert and stuff so he couldn't really he's not a guy to do the one-on-one. So I just think he might just have to get used to a right centre back position or a centre mid because I think Hudson-Odoi in a right wing back position, I think he's definitely got it on lock now and he's defending is a lot better as well. You get me? He just needs to learn how to shoot with his left foot because enough times he cut in and then it was bare stingy and he don't want to shoot with his left foot. But I just think Hudson-Odoi has the ability to take players on by himself and he has the ability to also link up with other players on the right hand side like an Azpilicueta or a Reece James or Mason Mount. You get me? So I just think Hudson-Odoi, if we play this 3-4-3, unless it's against the really, really attacking team and we need some solidity, then Reece James can play there. But I think for the most part, Hudson-Odoi has to play right wing back because I had a bit of doubts. I thought maybe Hudson-Odoi could play further forward and Reece James can still play right wing back. And I think that can still happen, but I just think because of how good Hudson-Odoi is performing at that right wing back position, he's kind of taken up Reece James's position and his position on the right forward position. So I'm just thinking, just stick him at right wing back, and then you can just You can have more attacking players in the front line. You get me? So yeah, I think Hudson-Odoi's versatility as well. He played left wing back against Wolves, left wing, right wing, right forward, left forward. So it's good, but I just think for now, Hudson-Odoi definitely has this right wing back on lock.
Yeah, and not problem, but the worry that is coming up for me again is I really wanted to see a consistent team or a team. Just we haven't had a team play twice like the same sheet, and it's really worrying me because we have Madrid coming in a week, and they have a team that's been playing together for months. So if we don't have our chemistry up to pat by then, it might be a little bit harder than we want it to be. We might make it a bit more difficult on ourselves by just playing not inexperienced players, but a team that just hasn't really gelled together or played together. But now that Tammy is out, it looks like our attack might be a little bit more.
But I don't think we're gonna actually change that much. I
think we'll see this attack today for next week and then the week after. I don't think we'll see Ziyech. I don't think we'll see Havertz.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Hudson-Odoi will definitely play in this team. Kovacic will definitely play. Yeah. Jorginho will probably definitely play as well because him and Kovacic, Jovic is looking. Says Mendy is still the number one. Phew.
Thank God.
Yeah, and you know what? That makes sense. This one, I thought Kepa's appearance. They're saying is based off the Barnsley game and everything. I don't really believe that. I think Chelsea's main aim is they need to try and raise Kepa's valuation fee. And this is a very easy game to drop it in. I'll give Kepa the credit where it's due. He had a good performance today. Couple of pretty decent saves as well as a nice one for that header very late on towards the end of the second half. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't change anything in my opinion. Mendy's still the much more solid goalkeeper.
Yes, Kepa, bro. Kepa is a very good goalkeeper. He just suffered mentally through the situation he had. Well, I don't know what was the real situation or the problem, but we all know like the thing that was going on with him and his girlfriend or whatever it is. And he's a human being, bro. And not everyone is mentally strong like that to keep that out of their job. You get me? It's just like if he was working in an office and doing like paperwork, he would be sitting on his deck at his desk and say worrying about the situation as well. So it's just that he's in the goal, and we definitely want him to be at his strongest point in the goal, where that's one of the hardest positions to play in a football team, because if you make a mistake, bro, the whole team and the crowd are gonna say, "Oh my word, you are the ones who gave away the game because you made a silly goal scored." But at the end of the day, brother, people must remember Kepa was very good in his first season under Sarri. You get me? So it's just that things has been going sideways, and so we have, most people, give him the stick. But I understand it's just that we're losing games because of him. But at the end of the day, bro, for me, I don't mind Kepa in goal. But I think if we want someone to make a big save for the club, where we definitely need that, it would be Mendy. But we must remember the previous manager did not help this man in his situation. He stepped on him. Oh, we lost today because our goalkeeper made a blunder. Oh, we lost today because the goalkeeper wasn't mentally ready for the game. And you can't. He didn't help Kepa. You get me? He just pushed him under the bus. So if the manager had believed in him, not saying that it would have changed the type of goals we conceded, but at least he would have been maybe better in some of the situations that he was in last season or in earlier this season. But I don't mind Mendy being our number one, but I'm a big fan of Kepa anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think as well, having Kepa play like that, it's gonna put pressure on Mendy as well, because Mendy will probably start against Southampton. So if he plays then he's gonna know that if he has like one or two shockers, then Kepa's ready and confident to fill out his position as well, which is what we initially wanted when Mendy came in. Like, we thought Mendy, he wasn't a high-profile keeper, and when we just thought he was going to push Kepa to his limit. So he'll either take the number one spot off Kepa or put more pressure on Kepa to get better. So, and then Kepa can get that number one position back. So I think that's something we're starting to see now. And I don't want Kepa to be our number one, but I think it helps in terms of if he's our second choice now, he knows he'll get a chance if he has a standout performance against, like, if it's like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup or a pointless game, and then also if you want to sell him as well now, and he keeps putting solid performances in, like, a team will potentially want to get him on loan or maybe buy him for maybe half the price we bought him. So you get me. I don't mind. I don't think Kepa should be our number one, although he had a solid performance. But I think a number two, and it's going to help him getting loaned out for the club, and it's going to help him potentially get sold or even regain confidence back as well. But I think today he had like a very, very, very solid game. I don't think he put 1 foot wrong. I think he made one really good save from Joe Willock's header. I don't know if it was a good save or he made it look better than it was, but it looked like a good save to me. He had another good save as well early on in the first half. And yeah, I think he was solid. Like, not to jump to conclusions to say he should be number one choice keeper now, but I think as a second choice, I'd like him. I'd like to know my keeper is confident, my second choice keeper solid and confident as a second choice. And if you want to sell him as well and move him on, then this helps as well.
Damn right. And I do want to say as well, this has been, and someone said the comment earlier, the vibe that has been around us the last few weeks, I've been enjoying it. The last few of these streams under Frank Lampard, again, all due respect to Frank Lampard, but the last few weeks were just dread. It was absolutely dread.
So dead. Like, the phone-ins would get until like 3 o'clock and like no one could even remember Lampard. It was that bad, man.
Exactly. And then you got half the comment section just all Arsenal fans and everything mocking it. Can't be argued. And now it's all vibes, it's all positivity.
Lewis, how many points are we ahead of them?
I'm sending you the link as well. What are you saying?
I said, how many points are we ahead of them now? So we're
ahead of who? Yeah, we're about 34
points.
12 points clear of them. They're done now. That's finished.
Yeah,
they're in the back.
They were getting so gassed because they were 2 points behind us, or they were level on points
with us.
That's
the peak of their season, bro.
Can I just say something to the fans?
For 20 minutes.
Lewis, can I say one thing to all them fans at Arsenal, Liverpool, the Tottenham, all of them? Carefree, wherever you may be. We are the famous
that.
CFC. And
Yeah.
we don't mess around. We're back at the top where we belong.
Yeah, we
Simple.
are back. Well, I don't want to speak too soon because we did the exact same thing back in November, and we are still facing the same sort of run of teams that sit deep against us. I do want to. We'll hold it a little bit. Like we're doing well.
Luis,
I won't. I'm out there. I'm out there front. Chest.
And this is great momentum as well, you know.
It's
for,
great
like,
momentum, but we've been here before.
Doug said,
We haven't been here.
you know, Doug said last week, and I will back him. We have a manager. No, we
Yeah.
have a manager. It's a big difference.
Stop gassing me, bro.
You got a somewhat respectable manager, you get me?
Lewis,
The thing was, yeah, you see under Lampard, we used to get gas and that, and there'll still be like 0.25% of football fans saying, well, you got Frank Lampard, it's not sustainable. Well, at least now we got somewhat like a respectable manager. He's got experience and is respected as a head coach as well by other fans and that, you get me? So we do have a good manager now, so it can all go left as well, but yeah.
I mean,
big up Rowan and that, man.
I don't think that it's a matter of going left. I mean, a matter of conceding goals, yes. A matter of completely going left, I don't think so. Because look, when we had our previous manager and the people like such as I, but the team of a previous manager that were trying to defend him, right? The whole excuse was, look, you give Jurgen Klopp time, and then they gave Jurgen Klopp time, and now look, he's winning titles, right? The whole excuse on the other side of that was Jurgen Klopp had a style of play, and now he's winning titles, right? Now Tuchel has a style of play, and so we're gonna see how it goes afterwards. We didn't have a style of play when we were getting gassed up on our run. Now we have a style of play, and we're on a run. So I feel like we're able to get a little bit more gas than we were last time, or we have a bit more sense of security than we did last time.
Yeah, we were seeing it out as well, you know, like what's it called? Like today we saw it out really well as well. Like when we did go 2-0 up and that, we didn't really try to get try to get 3 or 4. Well, we did in it, but we weren't going like gun ho for it, and we bring on defensive players like what's his name? Kante. Hey, do I look like William? Why is everyone saying I look like William, man?
The afro, bro. That's the only reason why.
I got it on the Arsenal.
They're gonna call me William as well, but there's a reason why.
I was trying to ignore it, but everyone says I look like William, man. Do I even look like him, man?
Nah. Facial features, nah. It's the afro. It's the afro.
And
Look
actually
like
the
him.
trim and that, man.
Nah, Rayan, do you know what you look like? You look like that the Crystal Palace player, Readerworld.
Reader.
Yeah.
Nah, come on now,
Wait,
man.
let me get a Google link up. Reader world.
Yeah,
What's it called? What's the Donny's name? Some you said I look like Florent Merida when I had my hair braided up.
No way. A man said Reader world. One sec. Let me get this.
Nah, that guy's a vial. That's a vial, man. I said
Nah,
Reader.
not even. Decent player.
That said Reader world, man.
I'm finished.
See him
Mad,
expect
mad.
same thing, you know.
Aye, Alex, we haven't heard from you yet, man. Chat to me about the game today and talk to me about Callum Hudson-Odoi too, because he's finally getting the flowers that he deserves.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good to see he's finally getting the recognition. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when he was playing a couple of years ago, fans were excited to see him, and then people sort of hopped the fence a bit, saying, "Is he really up to the hype that we were giving him and whatnot?" But yeah, I think he's improved, like you said, a lot defensively, and he's staken a claim to keep that spot at right wing back. That obviously you've got Reece James on the bench, and I know he's obviously swapped the 2 wing backs from last week against Sheffield, but yeah, obviously there's going to be a question in the big games when you get those like real attacking teams as to whether he should start or not. But yeah, like I said, at the moment he is staking a claim to keep that spot. And yeah, I'm happy today. To be honest, right, it's one of the only times this season where at half time I've been confident that the game's done. Like in the second half, a bit of breathing space. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't too. Let's get the third goal, finish them off. The game was done in the first half, Lewis, mate. Like all over him. In the start of the second half. I mean, I know they had the John Joe Shelby free kick and the Willock header or whatever. Kepa made a couple of decent saves. But yeah, overall the defense wasn't really tested. But yeah, man, we eased through the game overall. Like I'm pleased, but yeah, I'll see a couple of people in the comments and that just using this to further the whole agenda to Lampard out. Listen, man, let's just enjoy it under this manager. It's pointless keep going back and saying, "Oh yeah, I told you so." Oh yeah, this that. Let's just enjoy it, man. We've won 4 consecutive Premier League games. Yeah, only letting 1 goal. It's good at the moment. I'm not going to get carried away and say, "Yeah, top 4's definite." We still got a long way to go. Of course we have, but
Our run of games are getting harder soon.
yeah, but I'm confident as to back in like October, November, whatever, because at the moment I see a direction in the way that we're winning games. It's not just a case of we're getting the result or whatnot, and yeah, we're gonna keep this up. I can actually see a style of play, and yes, so far overall, I'd say I'm pleased. To be honest with you, I mean, a lot of people get that Silva's been out since the Spurs game, so.
Yeah, it's been really hard with Silva being out, but we have dropped in seamlessly right now. I will have to say. And I do want to say as well, I'm going to get into it. Forward passing, like I know Thiago Silva is next level and unmatched when it comes to back five. But please give Andreas Christensen a spot because his forward passing was on point today. I need to start seeing him get the credit for him. I know the reason why he doesn't is because of how high the ceiling is with Thiago Silva, and he isn't going to reach that level. Cool. I don't care. He's still good enough, and his forward passing is still perfect right now for us.
I'm not gonna. I like seeing Christensen in the middle of the 3. Can he play on the left? Because if he can, I would prefer him over Rudiger. I'm not gonna lie.
Can I be real? We played him on the left against Barnsley, and we had Zuma in the. No, we played him on the right against.
We played him on the right, didn't we?
Yeah. With Zuma in the middle, and I thought he was the best out of our 3 centre backs. I'll be honest.
I think he was solid.
They were perfect in that game. I will say they all had mistakes in them that game, but I thought Christensen still looked like the most solid out of the 3.
Yeah.
He's given a strong. I think Christensen is given a strong case to play him instead of Zuma and Rudiger when Thiago Silva comes back. But the only thing is the pace and that, because you have Azpilicueta, who is aging, Thiago Silva, who's you can't really run as well, and then Christensen as well, who's probably last season was probably our slowest centre back. You get me? So apart from the pace factor, I think like Christensen is making a heavy statement to play next to Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta, and I think that would be great. Especially that would probably mean Kovacic as well going a lot more forward as well, because you got 3 ball playing centre backs as well, and then. If we have Kante as well there, that would be really good because then you can have Kante going out a little bit more as well because you have 3 ball playing centre backs who can kind of take up the role of trying to break the line. You get me? So yeah, Christensen is AC Hive, man, because he's making a big statement to be the 3rd choice centre back after Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva in the 3.
Yeah. We out here as well. I did want to ask one question about Hudson-Odoi's performances as well, because he's been excellent on the right-hand side. And I wouldn't want to change anything too much, but I also feel like we haven't really unlocked his final form yet. And I feel like once we play him on the left-hand side, you're going to start seeing a lot more end product from him as well. I wanted to bounce off you guys. What's your thoughts?
I think it's the whole point of the final shot, isn't it? It's just whenever he's cutting in on the right-hand side, not that he's scared, but just a tad reluctant to shoot it with his left. I feel like he'll be more efficient just cutting it back onto his right and just driving it across the 6-yard box. So instead of not necessarily losing possession, but instead of just trying like a shot that has a low probability or a high probability of getting blocked, he's better off just cutting it back inside and just crossing it across the 6-yard line. But again, I feel like sometimes like what Mason Mount did today, like he turned, he saw that the right side was a little taken, so he turned back around and then just popped the shot off, right? That's what I want to see just a little bit more of, because I feel like once you take those shots from outside the box, it forces the defenders to have to come out and close out on you. When they do that, imagine you fake shot and then you through ball it and then there's Werner just cutting down the line. It just offers more options in the offense. So I would like to see them take just a bit more shots outside the box. But again, it's working out perfectly right now. So, just a little bit more incentive, just a little bit more imagination, and then we should be good. But right now we're playing well, so technically we really don't need to change anything. But if we do start running into problems, that might be a solution.
Can I say something, Lewis? Right?
Go on.
I've been listening, respectfully listening to everyone, and I know you're going to stand back and it's not like, but I'm going to put. I've said it last time, do it again with my chest. We're second in the league. By the end of the league, we're going to win the FA Cup, and we'll be getting at least semi-finals in the Champions League. I believe in the team we've got. Hudson-Odoi has just he's been phenomenal under Tuchel. Mount is proving himself as well. Werner getting goals. Abraham, I hope the injury's not bad, but he's got it. Drew's scoring now. He even brought back Alonso from the dead. He's brought back Rudiger from the dead. He's brought back Aspilicueta, and he's brought back Kepa. And look what's going on. I believe in what he's doing and his philosophy, where he's taken us. And I believe after the season ends, you watch, people will say, "How did we do that?" Because we shouldn't be where we are, but we are because we are Chelsea. Simple.
Yeah, we got your expert on here as well. Big up yourself, man. Chat to me about the game today, bro. What's your thoughts been?
Hi, guys. Well, as a neutral still, I couldn't have helped but been in love with Mateo Kovacic's performance. What a game. I don't know if you guys checked the stats. He had 8 dribbles completed that game. That's Neymar levels. It was ridiculous. Someone needed to just hold him down and take him out. He was running Newcastle absolutely riot. I'll tell you what, Mason Mount, he's a player that I've not criticised recently, but I thought, okay, I can understand why people dislike him as much. He completed 5 key passes today. He's been getting up in good positions again, popping up in nice areas. But I don't know if you guys, joined a little late, I don't know if you guys touched on the man of the match thing. I think Sky gave it to Timo Werner, who did have a good game and clearly looks a lot more confident in the second half. But Mateo Kovacic, what a player, I thought.
It was just every little thing that he did. It's just the skill level that it was at. He made it look so easy, and that's just Kovacic at his best.
And me and Vitmus have been talking about it for the past couple of weeks. When Tuchel first came in and we saw him slot into that double pit or twin six with Jorginho, we started seeing a little bit more. We started seeing a little bit of problems with his final touch and his final through ball. But again, it's just improvements on improvements on improvements. And there's right now he should be the first name on the team sheet because there's no reason why anyone else should be starting in front of him. The way that he controlled the play today, and finally, the one thing we like, I feel like if we were playing this formation under any other not sort of manager, but I feel like we wouldn't have been able to get the best out of the players that we have right now. And I'm glad that we were able to bring in the correct guy. And I mean, bro, the man of the match could go to either Timo or to Kovacic. I think they gave it to Timo because obviously he's been having his struggles, and he finally got a goal.
No one assists that. That's why.
Yeah, after 1,000 minutes, and it's just a little bit. It's a little biased because again he's an attacking player and he scored the goal and assist, not really an assist, but created the chance. But I mean, Kovacic was controlling the game today, and if we're talking about a coach's man of the match, then yeah, it's Kovacic. But TV man of the match, it's going to Timo.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. The reason why Timo get it is because the spotlight has been on him for weeks now, man. So it's like he scored and he so-called assist, so they're gonna give it to him. But the fans looking at the game, and it has to be Kovacic, man. I don't mind.
He should have an assist as well, Like the one where he slid it into Timo, that would have been a lovely assist.
I did want to say as well, because I've come at Kovacic for his final ball passing a couple times, but I will say not Burnley, Spurs. What was the game after that? Sheffield United And this game as well, his forward passing has been excellent the last few games.
Was it him who
Excellent.
gave it into Abraham, or was it who was? Or it wasn't him.
It was.
So?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Was Kovacic? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he done one to Timo Werner as well in against
No.
Sheffield United, where
It still comes down to the manager, bro. Bro, as I said it, we did not have a system where the players knew what they were doing. We were playing a 4-3-3 where we had one player in front, the defense, and the other two midfielders wide. Up front, we had one striker and the two wide players wide. There was no options. If your striker has been marked by 2 or 3 centre backs, who are they going to pass the ball to? In this system, we actually have players linking up with the strikers and making forward runs off the strikers. So that gives an option for a player like Kovacic to see a forward pass, because when the centre back has to go and mark your striker who is already making a forward pass on the other side, that leaves space for a midfielder to make a run on the opposite side. And that's where space comes from, because we have Mount running in beyond on the right, we have Timo Werner running in beyond on the left. And that chance that he gave to Tommy, that's how Tommy Abraham got that chance, because that's the runs made by our wingers today, which was Mount and Werner. It split Newcastle's defense apart. And Tommy, I think Tommy just had a bad touch, but if it was a good touch, he would have scored an excellent. It would have been an exceptional goal.
Kovacic as well. What I like about him is he's got good decision making. Maybe not in the final third consistently, but when it comes into the middle of the park, he's got really good decision making. Like he knows when to dribble and when to be press resistant. He knows when to just give the ball back to the defenders, and he knows when to. And his head's up as well while he's dribbling, so he knows. Like he switches it to Hudson-Odoi a lot of times, switches it to Marcos Alonso a lot of times. So his decision making as well in the middle third is really good. Like he knows when to dribble. He doesn't always run around like a headless chicken. So he's got variety to his play. Like yes, his dribbling is his best aspect, but he can also spray a ball as well. You see, he does it to Hudson-Odoi a lot. He does it to Marcos Alonso a lot as well. So that's what I like about him as well. Good decision making.
Go back to this. This is where I'm telling you, the way our Tuchel has set this team up and have this team playing, bro. I tell you, Conte can play without, bro. I don't mind Jorginho, but the work that the whole team has put in together. We don't really need Jorginho, bro. I don't hate Jorginho. You all know I talk highly about him. But in this situation, the way we're playing right now, I mean, N'Golo Kante can fit in with Kovacic right now to the way we are playing, bro. We don't.
I think also if we have the thing is Kante is gonna have to play because of how good he is. So I was thinking now on the two, Jorginho or Kovacic, one of them's gonna be dropped. You get me? So and then I was leaning more to Kovacic getting dropped because I thought that Jorginho can just hold back. And then after I'm seeing Kovacic's performance today, I just had to change my mind, because especially it's just his press resistance. He can get the ball off the defenders. He can kind of make third man runs as well, and especially if you have a back three of Christensen, Thiago Silva, and Azpilicueta. You have a back three of Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta, and Rudiger. Then they can kind of make up for Kante's passing from deep, even though Kante can pass as well, you get me? So, and then Kante can kind of come up a little bit, and Kovacic can also come up, you get me? So I think that can work. I think we might have to progress with Kante and Kovacic if Kante ups his performance even more to displace Jorginho, you get me?
Yeah.
Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, when Tuchel first came to Chelsea, everyone was asking which player should drop or which player can you expect to receive limited game time, and the one player was Jorginho. And obviously, so far I thought Jorginho would drop out, and so far that's been proven wrong because he's playing every minute. But I think if Kovacic, one thing that really struck me today, I think last season he was a really great dribbler. Everyone knew that, and he was a decent passer. But today he was adding really intelligent vertical passes that Jorginho is usually known for, right? So if Kovacic keeps this up, then the benefits that Jorginho give become less unique. And I think it is another thing that, on one hand, we're going to see Kovacic really rise up. But maybe in the long term, I don't know, I thought Jorginho could be a little less used next season if Kovacic keeps up the staggering improvement I think he's showing at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's not even a case of he's bad. I think he does fit into the team, and I don't think he's gonna be exposed in this team. But I just think with the way Kovacic is playing and the forward passing Christensen and Rudiger and Aspilicueta are making, I just think I wouldn't say he's useless, but I think we could maybe do with, like, if we're playing like a Man City or a Liverpool and we need legs in the midfield, we can maybe do with a Kovacic and a Kante instead of a Jorginho and a Kovacic. You get me? So, but I still like Jorginho. I don't even mind if it's Jorginho or Kovacic because they got a great pivot going together. But like, if one of them has to drop because Kante is banging on the door for this team, I think it's gonna have to be Jorginho. But I think Jorginho still had a decent performance today. I think Kovacic really overshadowed him because of how good Kovacic was. But I think Jorginho was, apart from that one time where he lost the ball, he was pretty decent.
Yeah, he was. I'm not going to use Kovacic's good performance the way to say Jorginho was bad or anything. I thought Jorginho had another excellent performance today in general. I don't think there's anybody that had a bad performance. Even if we look at the wing backs, Marcos Alonso, I think the tactics yet again are getting the best out of him. You see Timo Werner. I was annoyed that we see Timo Werner more at left wing, but it makes more sense when you see Alonso interchanging and becoming more of a focal point in the middle for crosses. And it looked like at times it could work. There was a couple very good chances coming from Marcos Alonso's end as well. So it was an optimistic performance from him too. What was you guys' thoughts?
Pretty good.
So I was going to mention Marcos Alonso had the most shots in the game with 5, which is at Harry Kane numbers. So yeah, he was basically a striker today.
But I just think maybe with Marcos Alonso, the thing is, because he drifts in so much and he wants to go so much, that kind of leaves space open for Timo Werner to go on the left wing, which I don't mind because Timo Werner was still good on when he went onto the left wing and he made the crosses. But I want to see Timo Werner I think Tuchel's going to give the players 2 days off. Read Simon Johnson's latest tweet.
I saw that as well in the post-match presser.
But I don't know. I just think like I think Alonso coming a bit inverted might lead to Timo Werner coming on the left wing a little bit more. So and then if we have I know Ben Chilwell's off form and that, but he will hug the touchline and stuff. That might leave more space for Timo Werner, but I'm not gonna blame Marcos Alonso. I think he was pretty solid today. He probably could have had an assist as well where he headed it back to Timo Werner. He was pretty solid today, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yo, looking at
the way, Alex. Thanks for jumping on.
Oh, big up yourself, Alex. But as Mel said, huh?
What are you gonna say, bro?
Pertaining to the Marcos Alonso and Timo Werner, bro. Timo Werner and Marcos Alonso are linking up well. If it's like they both are like, if you can see the past maybe 2 or 3 games, they're both like they have a connection. Marcos Alonso is looking for that long pass over the top of the defense. Like Timo Werner is running in behind now. Marcos Alonso is making those passes. If you can see it now, today we should have had a penalty. I don't know what these referees.
I can't lie. We should have had the one on Abraham was definitely a penalty.
No. Not even that one. That one was iffy. But the one on Timo, he completely threw. And bro, that ref was honestly, bro. He was on one. I don't know if he had a problem with Timo or whatever.
Hey, every ref is on one. Like, can I be real? Every ref should have their job up for evaluation at the end of the season because they've all dropped howlers, even by the stinking standard that is English refereeing. We've had some howlers this season, so I'm not even surprised anymore.
But
penalty, man. Here, as what Doug said, the Tommy one was iffy. I think Lascelles did get some of the ball first before he actually.
No, he didn't. They showed it on Sky Sports. He took him. He took Tammy, and he took the ball after.
No, it was more if Tammy's leg got cut under him. Like it wasn't. Look, it was one of those where it could have gone either way had they given it, had they not given it. At the end of the day, they didn't give it, and we ended up winning at the end, so it was fine. But I mean, the fact was, had they given that foul, had they given that penalty, they would have had to make it a red card because it was a clear goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, but
They
look,
dropped the red card. You think I care?
No. Obviously, but I'm saying they would be more reluctant to call it if it's a red card.
No, I understand that if there's fans in the ground, because then there might be like a bit of tension in their hands because they don't want to get stick or nothing. There's no fans in the ground. Like, opposition teams can get angry or everything like that, but that's the game. You gotta farm it.
Yeah, but look back at the foul that we got when Andy Carroll just barely put his hands in the back of Aspilicueta, and we got a foul for that in our box. But Lascelles clearly pushed Timo, and that was the penalty.
I mean, it's just when they slow it down. When they slow it down, it feels like Timo was throwing or like he was like kind of like diving. But it just, again, I feel like sometimes they should just leave it to like normal gameplay, normal speed. They don't need to slow it down because it just takes off the actual like the realistic part of it. Like it's just when you slow down the play, like it gets so minuscule that nothing is happening at that speed. Like no one's really making any decisions.
I think one of them should have definitely been a pen. That's one thing for sure. I don't know which one, but I know that one of the two should have been a pen.
For me, it's the Tammy one because like that was a bait pen. He gets the player first before he gets the ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think the Timo one,
It's fights I get, but this is where VAR should be turning round. VAR is dead, bro. But at least the people in charge of it, they're the ones that are the problem. Every single time.
If we were to speak about everything to do with VAR, we'd be here until.
I think just to head in on that, because recently I was doing a study into refereeing in the UK and English referees and VAR, and we are completely the outlier amongst Europe. So I'm just going to quickly obviously, because we could talk about referees VAR all day. We don't want to do that, but I'll just quickly nudge on a couple of things. So in leagues like the Bundesliga, Liga, Italy, Spain, refs are given an equal amount of games. So it'll be like the most games one ref gets is 10 or like 11. The next one gets 8. It's all shared equally. And they're paid by game, like game by game basis, about £1,000. In the Premier League, refs are earning, Mike Dean earns £200,000 a year on top of a game by game basis payment. So he gets $200,000 a year and he gets paid per game. Also in the Premier League, the average salary is $70,000. In the Premier League as well, refs hog game time, which is really, really worrying. So Martin Atkinson, Paul Tierney, a couple others, they get 30 games a season, while refs like Chris Kavanagh will get 10, which is really odd. Then you can go even further into it with the idea that if you look at fouls given per game for each ref, Mike Dean gives 4.5 yellows a game, and then Paul Tierney will give 2 yellows. So in one game, someone could get sent off for 2 things, and the other game might not get called a foul. So we can definitely look at the English referee things, and none of us will be right. It's because there is zero consistency in the Premier League with refereeing, and it's something that really needs to be looked at. And Lewis brought up a good point. It's like I think VAR looks really bad off of it because the men behind it are genuinely appalling with it. Yeah, Mike Dean has 200 bags a year.
If I was him, I get a diamond whistle.
I don't even know if I want to know the answer, but how much is Anthony Taylor on?
I'm not too sure, to be fair. The big ones were Michael Oliver was on around 110,000, I believe, and Mike Dean was the standout headline, 200,000. But you got to think this isn't just what they're getting; they get paid game by game. And Michael Oliver, Martin Atkinson, Martin Atkinson got the most games last season, 32. So he's probably getting 70,000 a year at max, at a minimum, and about £1,000 at minimum per game on top of that as well. So, yeah,
the FA Cup final bonus as well. I didn't even deep that.
Yeah.
Isn't that meant to be is that a thing with referees where it's like a tournament based on their performances as well, leading to the final? Because I always see them get medals at the end of tournaments too.
Yeah, I think so. But in UK, I think it's something to do with the competitions, and that's why there was a big thing about, I think it was Howard Webb being awarded, English referee being awarded to referee the Champions League final and the World Cup final in the same year. That's made a big deal about. But in the Premier League, I don't think it's based off performance-related things. Like Mike Dean's given 23 red cards in the last 4 years, and the next closest is 10. Like he's very clearly off pace, but he still gets given game time, and it's very clearly not really much to do with performance, and much more about which refs are we just gonna reliably give game time to?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, right? This is Chelsea, right? We're not the the Bournemouths, the Crystal Palaces, the Leeds of the league that rely on penalties or fouls, or the Burnleys of the league that literally rely on set pieces for their goals, right? The good thing is, even though we had this kerfuffle, all this, the refs were against us, whatever, we still came out with a 2-0 clean victory, right? And the main thing that I really, really am seeing clearly from this game is that we need a central striker at this summer. We need Haaland, and if we do, it will open up endless possibilities for the team. Because we saw what happens when Timo gets to drift, and he's not told to just sit there as a central striker. We saw what happens when we have a central striker just sitting there poaching goals when it comes off of deflections or these 6-yard crosses. This shows us what we can really unlock if we get the right pieces. So for this year, like what Wayne was talking about, how what is Chef's saying it, that we're gonna get to the semifinals of the Champions League and second place. That's all good and everything, but if we want to win trophies and all that, I feel like we're gonna need to get Haaland or get some sort of central striker, big-bodied, has a little bit of pace to him, but then is a lethal finisher at the end of the day, man.
And just before you guys debate about Haaland, I'll just let you guys, and some of you might know and some of the audience might know, but I'll just let you guys know that he's definitely 100 million%, him or Sancho potentially both on the move this summer. Dortmund are likely to miss out on UCL football. They've got a £70 million financial black hole they need to fill. Haaland next season gets his release clause activated, so he drops down to 70 mil. So this is their last chance to bargain a bunch of money, ignite a bidding war for a prized asset when they need the money. So,
to be honest,
we're the ones still with profit this year as well because everyone's suffering through the pandemic. We got another summer of just shithousing. I can't wait.
I mean, I don't even think it's going to be Dortmund that tries to start this bidding war. I think it's going to be Mino Raiola because he's not getting out of there without at least 20 mil, man. He's not getting out of there without his paycheck busting, man. He's chilling. But I feel like that's the only thing that may stop us is if he starts getting his ego a little bit built, and then I don't know. I don't think Marino's gonna play ball with him if he tries to get it when they just want every last cent when they're like, oh, you want 130? Oh, what about 140? 100, 139, 38? Like, I don't think Marino's gonna play that sort of game. I feel like she's just gonna give him a deal. If you don't take it, you don't take it. If you do, oh well. But I mean, man, if he does, just pray for the rivals. Shout out Monstar. Hey, pray for the rivals.
For Haaland's going to be very key on us getting top 4, though. That's the one thing. So we are still going to have to focus on that. I don't want to think our eyes too focused on Haaland, but we should be making top 4. And then maybe there is a chance. I already said if we get Erling Haaland, league is finished next season. It's the Diego Costa effect. You already know. Because one thing we're lacking, we said so many times there, I sound like a broken record. We need to be clinical. If Haaland comes and he ain't clinical, it might just be Chelsea.
Yeah.
It might just be us as a club. That's when it's just, okay, you know what? Maybe we need to have a deeper look. Is it the training or something like that?
Investigate this plan.
Exactly, bruv. Because Haaland should really be that simple as like you put him in, you put the title in his hands 9 months later, and that's it.
Well, everyone thought less about Timo Werner, right? There was but
with Werner, we knew that we knew we weren't clinical.
There was a big study released in a few months before Chelsea made the move for him. That Werner was one of the most clinical strikers in Europe, and it was like he could be perfect for Chelsea because they're so really unclinical. Yeah. And then he moves, and all of a sudden he massively underperforms. Although there was the reports that his confidence just diminished behind the scene.
I did think that I watched some of the Leipzig games back in after we what's it called, like a couple of days ago, innit? So I thought Werner was clinical. It was somewhat clinical, innit? Not 1 out of 1. He's going to score every chance he gets, but I thought it was somewhat clinical than our strikers, and he did miss quite a few chances. Like obviously we only saw his goals, but he did miss like 1 or 2 good chances a game. You get me? So with Haaland, I don't know. I'll probably research it more and watch him more in it because I don't want another Timo Werner situation. But what I've seen, he's either setting up goals or he's scoring them himself, and he is pretty clinical as well. Yeah. But you get me. So.
With Haaland, the crazy thing is it's not simple when it comes to strikers because it's not simple when it comes to strikers because the amount of bodies that are in the box, the amount of or the space, the yardage where you're from. There's so many just things going into it. But with Haaland, if he takes 2 shots on target, one of them is going in. But it's not even a question. Just one of them is going in. That's the convergence. That's the convergence rate. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous, bro. But
Exactly.
I
That's
mean,
the thing. Like, his XG is fucking crazy. It's mad.
but look, I feel like the main reason why we should sign him is just to stop City from signing him. Because if they do, we're kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of screwed. Like,
At City, it's like we're kind of screwed anyway. It's just we're trying to get to Villa.
De Bruyne feeding Haaland, it's over for everybody. And not even us. Real Madrid, Barca, all of them. It's over.
No, but ain't they focusing more on trying to get Messi out of Barcelona?
That's what I'm hoping for. But again, if Neymar signs in PSG, there's a chance Messi might go to PSG as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the big thing. That's the only thing that low-key might be the biggest news of the summer. Because if Neymar resigns, Marquinhos resigns. Mbappe might resign. And then Messi, if Messi goes, and then other people will want to go to join him, and they might become a powerhouse as well. So again, for now, I think it's just news on who's going to resign their contracts. And again, this whole Dortmund thing, because I feel like, I'm not going to lie to you, I think they might lose Haaland and Sancho, and then they might just try and reload on maybe get 4 or 5 prospects. I mean, because at this point, they're at their peak. Like, they're about to enter their prime, so it would be better off to just sell them now. There's no reason to hold on to both of them.
Can I just bring up a separate point? It's a lot of different transfers, and shut me up if it's already been covered, but obviously, Kepa started for this game, and in the team sheet on Chelsea's Twitter, a lot of the replies and a lot of comments were saying like, "Oh, Marina's had her way," etc., etc. And we don't know if Tuchel was pressured into starting Kepa, but before Tuchel joined, and when he joined, there was a big, like, in my opinion, there was a great big storm of, great, we've sacked Frank Lampard, now we've hired a manager who just continuously falls out with boards. So why, in my opinion, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you have a go at a manager for, in your head, following a board's decision, when if he did the complete opposite and said, no, screw you, I'm not doing that, he'd get into a big war, and then those same people would go, that's exactly why we shouldn't have hired him, because he's just fallen out with the board.
Again, it's just
I think it might have just been like, because Kepa had a solid game against who was it, Barnsley, and he made 1 or 2 good saves, and the board might have probably not forced him into starting him, but probably would have been like, yo, your boy's performing, he made a couple good saves, why not play him just for this game, see how it goes, and just potentially get his value up to get him on a loan, or try to put his price up and stuff. And they're probably Tuchel will probably start Mendy against Southampton, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Kepa does start, because the board might just be like, keep this guy playing, because with Mendy, he is if Kepa turns out really good and he can be our first choice keeper, unlikely, but if he does, Mendy's never really had too many mistakes in him, so it's going to be easier for him to sell and stuff, you get me? But I wouldn't be surprised, you get me, if Kepa started against Southampton, because Marina would have probably had some say in it, you get me? But hopefully he doesn't, because last time he started against Southampton, it didn't go too well.
Right, well, guys, we're going to end it over here because I need to set up for the live phone in as well. Links to Ryan's Vitmus's channel, links to Euro Experts Twitter as well. They're all in the description below, so guys, check it out. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. We're going to be back tomorrow for another live stream as per. And take care, like and subscribe, and up the Chelsea. Back.